Hey everyone, Andy Raffel from eTeknix.com, and over the last couple of days, well, we've seen the RTX 3080 launch. But does that actually mean you can buy one? Probably not. Let's do this. Unleash the Kraken Z63 AIO cooler from NZXT. Their latest all-in-one liquid cooler is unlike anything else on the market, featuring a built-in LCD display so you can completely customize the look of your CPU cooler with GIFs and cam data. Featuring powerful cooling from a 280mm radiator, a 7th gen ASUS pump, impressive socket support, and an amazing 6-year warranty. To find out more, click the link in the description below. So, with the RTX 3080 launch, we basically saw everything kind of go out of stock within about a second, and there was a very, very good reason for that happening. And I don't think it's a fault of Nvidia, I don't think it's a fault of the retailer. Partly, I think Nvidia maybe wasn't expecting such a big impact and such a kind of huge amount of people wanting the cards. But on the same hand, there was a little bit of trickery and foul play going on as well. So when you actually look at the 3080 launch and essentially what was going to happen, we had the Founders Edition launching at 2 PM. The next day, 24 hours later, we had the AIB cards. You can still see I'm actually testing them now. So we got the ASUS TUF 3080. We've got the MSI Gaming X Trio, and just behind it we've got the Zotac Trinity. And obviously you do have to remember that we have got the 3090 coming up very soon, 24th of this month of September. Then we have the RTX 3070 launching in October. We also have the likes of Xbox launching, PlayStation 5, and so much more. Potentially even graphics cards from AMD, as long as that doesn't turn out to be some kind of a weird paper launch. But the problem that we really had, the kind of thing that actually happened, was people went out to buy it and everything was gone, like straight away. And some retailers didn't even have the items at all. So the weird thing is, obviously, I have, quite a big Twitter following, Facebook and everything else. And even on there, there's a lot of people saying that they tried to get hold of the cards, but simply couldn't. I don't actually really know that many people, probably I could count it on one hand, who were actually successful in buying the card. Now when you look at the retailers, especially in the UK, the big ones are going to be Amazon, Scan, eBuyer and Overclockers. Now when we actually look at them, Amazon didn't have the cards just at all, like from the get-go. They didn't even list the cards, they weren't on pre-order, they weren't available, and even now at the time of recording this video, which is another 24 hours later, they still haven't even got the cards listed. When you look at sort of other retailers like Scan and Overclockers, I mean, I'm just sort of looking now and we can see that they had cards for pre-order, and even now they're still showing the same with expected due dates, which are, sometime in the future. A lot of that's going to come down to the kind of retail and distribution channel as to when them cards are actually even going to come in. Now, Curry's PC World, that's a bit of a weird one, because as you go onto their website, there's a big green button, add to basket. Well, the sad problem is that you just can't even do that, because they don't accept anything on these types of products, the RTX 3080, no matter what SKU you're actually looking at. They don't accept you to add it to your basket and have it for home delivery. It's just not available. And when we checked on postcodes ranging from all over the country, from the north to the south, even looking at places like London where you'd think there's a lot more stores, maybe you could go in and do sort of a collection. No, it just wasn't possible. So that was kind of a weird one, and maybe Curry's PC World are trying to do a little bait and switch. Here's what you could have had, but maybe just buy this instead. I don't know, maybe that's a little bit deceitful. So what has this actually done for the community? Well, in all honesty, based on the feedback that I've seen, like I say, on Twitter and other social media platforms, it seems like a lot of people are now being kind of put off a little bit. And obviously that's going to do huge monumental favours to the likes of AMD, as long as they don't fall into the same trap. But maybe it could actually, hurt Nvidia a little bit. And it's no fault of Nvidia's, and that's the frustrating thing. Although there is one element of that might be Nvidia's fault. And that's something that I really, really sort of want to try and delve into just a little bit more. So that thing basically comes down to something called Bounce Alert. Essentially, from my research, it seems like it's a piece of software or something that you kind of sign up to. It costs about $75, and what it allows you to do is basically send bots to a website where you know is going to have stock of a certain item. And obviously a bot can fill in your details, credit card details, address, and everything so much quicker than what an actual human consumer can. And that's great for, if people want to buy the latest Nike Jordans or, the latest clothes, the latest fashion, all that kind of stuff. And now it seems like it's actually being used for buying RTX 3080 graphics cards. And we actually do have proof that Bounce Alert was used. If you look on Twitter, there's plenty of people, and you can even search for the words Bounce Alert, and you will find information on it, where people have confirmed that they were able to order 40 plus graphics cards to just, one account. And this is all done through this bot, scalping, whatever you want to call it. So tell me, what is a customer going to do with 40 RTX 3080 graphics cards? Well, simply put, they're going to put them on eBay. And again, we've sort of scoured across, eBay and other sites like that and found that there are graphics cards on there. And I mean, they're going for a little bit of a bidding war. And this is actually quite funny because there are bids around $4,000. There are bids around $80,000. And this isn't just, happening in America. It's happening in the UK as well. But it does seem a little bit like the scammers are maybe being trolled by the general consumers. You imagine if you've saved up all your hard-earned money and you want to buy one of these graphics cards and you go out to buy it and, well, you find that they were sold out literally within seconds. What are you going to do? You're going to be angry. You're going to be frustrated. You go on eBay, you find the card and you think, do you know what? These people are now profiteering from something on pretty extreme levels as well. So what are we going to do to kind of fight back? Well, let's just put in some fake kind of bids and everything. And when it actually comes to, paying for the item, well, no, sorry, I'm wasting your time. And I think that's absolutely great. Everyone's trying to, well, the community is fighting back, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So where do Nvidia come into this? Where do the AIB partners come into this? Well, in all honesty, I think Nvidia maybe could have done more in terms of the Founders Edition cards that they were selling directly through their website. If they were allowing the same person to order 40 or so graphics cards, then clearly there's something wrong there. And I do have to question, is that Nvidia not caring? Do they simply just sort of say, well, 40 graphics cards sold is still 40 graphics cards sold? Admittedly, that could go out to 40 separate people, but maybe they just don't care. Or I might be, completely barking up the wrong tree. Nvidia have actually released a bit of a statement where they have said they are manually reviewing all orders and ensuring that the cards are going to their legitimate users. So I hope in all honesty that is, the whole truth, and that Nvidia are actually going to cancel orders for people who have ordered, potentially more cards, and especially up to the likes of 40. That is absolutely ridiculous. MSI and EVGA have also sort of tweeted out, basically saying that they can't really advise on stock issues. Pretty much most of it is out of their hands, and it's going to come down to the retailer and the distribution channels as to when they get stock. So there's no real concrete info of even when RTX 3080s are going to be back in stock. So what does this mean for future releases? Well, I said at the beginning of this video that we have got a lot of releases coming out. So there is the potential new big Navi graphics cards from AMD. We have the PS5. We have the new Xbox as well. And, even the 3090 and the 3070. And I honestly think that a lot needs to be done between now and then, which, with the 3090 is 6 days away from now. Something needs to be done where it does limit customers. So I'm going to put a little bit on Nvidia and say that's something you need to do when you're selling your Founders cards directly on the Nvidia website. And retailers, you definitely need to do some more due diligence as well. Because, it's just unfair. It's going to really sort of turn the community against retailers. It's going to turn the community against the brands, even if it's not their fault. And, it's going to be an interesting one to kind of see how it pans out. Let me know in the comments section below. Were you one of the ones who tried to get a graphics card but failed? Were you one of the ones who was successful? And even if you were one of the scalpers with, one of these bots and that, let us know in the comments section below. Why did you do it? I'd be really, really interested to sort of see, what you guys think on the whole matter. Other than that, that's pretty much it for me. If you like this video, you know exactly what to do, and I will see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. Damn scalpers.